Yeah, a couple good tweets.
Are we just like rolling?
Yeah, I'm just going right into it.
I don't know why. It feels like I haven't podcasted in a while. Feels like it's been a minute.
It kind of does. Wait, we didn't do one last week, did we? Because we recorded. No, we did.
We did, but it feels like it's been like a few weeks.
That's true.
I don't know why.
Welcome to Twin City Peaks. This is episode 17.
Yeah, we're getting close to that 20 where we...
This is crazy.
I think we're gonna need to commit some money soon.
I know.
Which
I gotta fucking Matt reached out. I gotta reach out back to him to get him to fucking come and look.
Yeah.
I need this.
You're off now for a little bit,
yeah.
eh?
Yeah, no, he told me to. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna need help diagnosing my car," and I was like, "Cool." So we're doing a tradesies then. Like you're gonna do this, and I'll do that.
Like, see if you can line something up this week.
That's what I'm gonna try.
Because
the only thing I have this week is tomorrow, and that's it. I'm free.
Yeah, no, this is I think what we need to put a little bit more focus into.
Yeah.
Because we've been running with what we got, and I think it's I feel like it's almost
upgrade time.
I think it's time to take it to the next level.
Oh shit!
Like, because I feel.
I'd say what's now. I'd say by mid-June, halfway through June, I'd like to have a change done. Some sort of change involving this.
May. What is it today?
It's like May
8th.
Yeah,
I think beginning of June we might.
I'm giving us a little leeway. Mid-June is latest. I'd like.
I'll
say
to change. Mid-June. I can almost say definitely there will be a big change.
Yeah.
But I know us. He's gonna like tell us what to do, and we're just gonna be like,
or everything.
Yeah, I know it because I know how we are. If we know that we can make it better, we're not gonna just sit here with what we have. That's kind of like, I know how we are, because some people.
You're making me want to work overtime on vacation. Like, I don't want to, but I'm fucking thinking about it now. Shit.
Like, yeah, no, like, so because there are two types of people. There are people that like know what to change, and they're like, fucking it aches them to not. And there's people where they're like, oh, I could change that, but like, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. Where it's like, if I know I can make this better, I'm gonna make it better.
100%.
And I don't know. It's a double-edged sword for sure.
Yeah, because then we're just emptying our pockets essentially. But that's okay.
It's okay. I don't know.
It's fun.
Because I think in the next few years we can make this like into like really something.
I think so.
Which
I think the next thing would be our tech stuff needs to be upgraded. But after that, it's a location.
100%.
That I think will be our defining moment of. This is the, but we have a product now.
I'm saying I think the location is going to come alongside the business.
Yeah, no doubt. Because
I
just mean that I think in terms
that'll be
of
the big
growth
step
or whatever.
Yeah,
it'll be a defining moment. It'll really make this,
It'll make it more professional
product.
Yeah,
instead of just us shooting the shit. Like, I mean, we're not just shooting the shit, but us shooting the shit.
Yeah. No, 100%. And I feel like that's alongside when the business picks up and we have an office for that. I think we kind of just amalgamate.
Of course.
Just keep business as business.
Yeah, definitely.
Because also there's like two sides to it. Because like some people like the like home office, the home studio and whatnot, where like there is like something to be said, because then you can just like you can just go to work like super easily, super quick. But I almost think that division is healthy.
I'm on the side of the division is healthy.
Like,
I really think that work from home is actually not that healthy. I'd say for the majority, there is a good portion where it's like they're better off working from home, but I need that division. Like, example is people who work out at home.
Yeah.
I can't. The most I can fucking really get done at home is some core.
And stretches.
Stretching I can do better here than at the gym, because at the gym I'm just unfocused. I'm trying to work out. But I can stretch. I do a little core. That's about it. I can't work. I need to separate. And then I know some people who just are uncomfortable with gym environments, so they want to work out at home.
Because then it's like,
fine.
Because it triggers in your brain. It's like, hey, like I'm at the gym. It's time to like gym.
I'm here to gym.
And then it's like I'm at the office. I'm here to work.
Work time.
Because
I have a hard time here doing podcast editing.
Well, because you get distracted. I gotta clean the dishes.
Man.
I gotta
yes.
I'm gonna put on a song.
Oh, the cat's bothering me now.
Yeah.
Or, I'm gonna check this video out. It's only 20 minutes. I'll watch this. I'll watch
this. No, 100%.
It's
So
I'm very much, I need the
and
separation.
the only the flip side of that, there are some people where it's like if they say like live at their office or whatnot, you can like go through a season of grinding because you're just at work and you can just work nonstop.
Wake up, go to the office, get it done.
And like there is that like how like Alex Hormozi slept at his gym and it was just all work
all the time. Yes,
which is good if you're in a season of grind, but then it just nags on everything else.
It can, yes. It'll your relationships could suffer. I'm just throwing things out here. Your relationships.
That's
could
what
suffer.
I was gonna get into. Yeah,
your social stuff, your familial stuff, your like all of it. Besides work, will start to deteriorate.
Well, especially if you have like a girlfriend or a wife or kids, and you're just like nonstop work. I see a lot with I follow him. I can't think of his name, and it's gonna take too long to find. But he's Canadian, I'm pretty sure. But he's like really family focused,
right?
Which is good.
Yeah.
And he's like, when kids are young, they don't care that you can like take them on a private jet. They care that you show up to their music recital, their graduation.
Yes.
Bring your parent to school, like all those things. It's like that's what they remember.
That's what they care about.
They don't remember that you took them to Bali for their 6th birthday.
They have no idea.
They care that you were there.
Yeah. Where's dad? Oh, there he is. Yeah. Instead of fucking, oh well, I'm here with some friends, but
because you hear that a lot from people that have like super successful parents. Is it's like I wish they were just there. It's like sure, it's nice that they were able to give me all these opportunities, but it's like they were never there.
Half of my life is because of my parents existing and being together.
Yeah,
and having that relationship with them is important.
100%. Like I know, like growing up, my parents were super busy, so like any like school events, I never seen my parents at them.
Yeah,
it would be like maybe my grandmother, or like my mom here and there, but they were both working full-time jobs and then like whatnot, and couldn't leave because it's like gotta support the family.
Absolutely.
So like I would never see them at like any of that stuff, and I don't blame them. But
no, I understand.
But that's one thing where it would have been nice.
Would have been
where like that's something I would probably work towards in the business is being able to like, okay, boys, I'm checking out for a few hours. I got my kids, whatever.
Absolutely. It's just boundaries.
Like it's
boundaries.
It's finding a balance, and like things have to be on balance for a certain period of time, of course. Like you go through like in the podcast that I watched and that we have some questions from Chris Williams, and it is Hamza
Ahmed.
Yeah, that's right.
Hamza Ahmed.
Yeah. Do you know who that is? Like outside of he's like
but I've seen his face.
Okay.
I don't know his name, but I've seen his face.
Yeah. So their podcast was super good, and Chris Williams talks a lot where it's like you go through seasons.
You kind of do, like you want growth. You kind of do need to put all your eggs in one basket for a time.
Exactly. That's like you can't be all business for like years on end.
You will suffer.
You go through like, grow the business for 6 months, and then you balance out all the other things, the social aspects.
You kind of need to like basically you put all your eggs in one basket. You bring up the business to the level that you had imagined or whatever, and then you find a way to have that be maintenance now.
Yeah.
And then you can shift back to, family time, but now the business is growth again, and it's maintained to where I grew it to. So I can use some of my time for other things. And
it even goes in like where when you're growing the business full force, it's like you might miss a few workouts, you might miss your meal prep. You might be, of it. It's like, I don't have time, I got to order out. Yeah. Like, and sure, like you kind of put everything else on maintenance to what you can, and then bring up whatever you're focusing on.
Yeah.
And then it might switch where you feel comfortable where the business is. It's kind of like idling.
Yep.
And then it's like, hey, I want to like work on my fitness a little bit more. Yeah. I want to work on the family ties.
Absolutely. Like, maybe I do some house projects this week with the wife, or maybe fucking. And
I know in a few different podcasts he even talks where it becomes difficult because you see stuff slipping. Like, so you're working on, say, the business, and you see, maybe like your relationships aren't quite as good, or your fitness is kind of lacking, and it's really hard to not immediately be like, oh shit, it's not where it was, and like. It's like you kind of gotta like accept that.
Yeah.
It's like when you're in a bulk and you see your abs go away and you want to cut.
Yesterday, speaking of, oh Christ.
What?
I got home in the morning and I was like cleaning up or whatever, and I was like, dude, my obliques are popping again. things are starting to curve out.
Like that picture I showed you.
I fucking freaked myself out last night. I was like, oh, things I'm doing are working.
Like this one?
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
I know. I was like, look at the lines on you.
I was like looking like the forearm, the calf.
Yeah.
You can see the the definition from my hand. I was like, whoa. Because it feels like all of a sudden. Because I've only been cutting for like a month.
I know. And
like all of a sudden I'm like,
and I was wearing my clothes, like work clothes yesterday, and like I had no poke.
Yeah.
My shirt was like flush.
Yeah.
Everything. I was like, oh shit. Like I didn't get fat. I just bulked up good, and now the actual cut's working really well.
Because I do notice right now we're definitely more in a personal growth phase. Both of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're more focusing on our own stuff, not the combined.
And that's okay.
We're in that season.
Yes.
And then I find business, well, in the next probably month or so, it'll probably shift back more towards business and whatnot. Yeah. I've noticed we've all like the podcast in the next month or so. We're gonna lean out, get good, and then you're gonna see us dive way more into the business. And like I've even noticed, I've been kind of just like idling. I haven't been super active in like pursuing new ventures or anything. I've been kind of like getting everything straight.
Yeah.
Because my anxiety lately, like the last week, completely fine. I've been chilling super hard. I'll talk about it after, like specifics. But I've been like I noticed it like a few days ago where I was like, I actually feel like just way better. Like it seems like it's kind of like mulled over, and I'm like, this is nice. Because we were both like super busy, like especially like getting the podcast super serious and like other like finance stuff. We were going pretty hard. We went pretty hard for quite a while. And I see that's why you got to go in seasons, because I did notice the podcast started getting like a little bit hard. We were tired.
Yeah, dude, we were wearing ourselves.
Like I feel like we have a lot more energy.
Yeah, I'm good right now. Yeah,
but like 100%. Go back, like for the audience, go back like 4 episodes.
Yeah, it started, and it was interesting.
You, especially because we do it in the morning, but even me, there's like you notice like a real dip in quality. Because I feel like our topics wasn't as good, our flow wasn't as good.
The flow definitely suffered. I can tell that. Yeah.
So it's just like there was like a list. It's like we were slacking like 5% in a bunch of areas, so it made a dramatic change that I personally noticed.
Oh no, I noticed it too, absolutely. And then
which bums me out even more.
It does.
So it makes it even worse.
Yes. It's just it's literally a vicious cycle. So if you're in a perpetual fucking cycle of anxiety and fear and sadness, then it amplifies itself and it keeps feeding itself.
Feedback loop from Mel.
100%.
That was a great book. I'm so glad I read it.
When you're in a good mood, when you're happy, when things are good, that seems to steamroll itself as well.
But like butterfly effect.
Of course.
It's just like
effect.
Well, kinda.
A bit different.
Butterfly, yeah, okay, a little bit different, but if something goes good in one area of your life, it seems to bleed in.
You ever watched the movie The Butterfly Effect? I haven't either, but I know it's basically like,
well, it's like you
one little change could affect, make a hurricane in 10 years or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, but that could go the same as business. It's like starting this one little thing can snowball.
Sure. Yeah, okay, I get it.
It applies. I think
it mostly has more to do with like fictional stuff, like time traveling and shit.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like if you go back in time, don't adjust anything. Don't tell yourself anything crazy.
It's
change the whole world.
What book is it where it's like 1% better a day is like 38 times?
Fuck. I read that one.
I'd have to look at my list.
Is it the Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself?
It might be.
I think so.
It might be. I've heard it in multiple books. I know it's also in a few finance books.
No. That I think actually it was Atomic Habits.
Atomic Habits.
It was Atomic Habits. Yeah.
But that even applies to like it's really big investing. Like the like marginal, it like adds up.
It does. It adds up quick.
But it also goes like the other way.
Yeah.
So like if every week we're a little bit down and whatnot, it just like snowballs. And I noticed it a little bit.
Absolutely.
For the people watching, we've noticed that things have been slacking, and I've had a crazy amount of motivation to pick it back up. Just everything.
What's Chris Williamson's podcast name? Is it that The Harsh Truths?
No.
That's just his title?
Modern Wisdom.
Oh,
Modern Wisdom podcast.
Modern Wisdom, right?
And he's exploded. Like on one of his podcasts, he said it's like in the last like 6 months, he's had more views and more new subscribers than like the 4 years before. And he's like a few years ago, he thought he was killing it. And he's like,
this is great. And now he's like, Oh, this is great. Holy shit! Wait a sec.
Yeah, no.
And that it just takes some time sometimes.
Raising your new minimum standard.
Yeah.
I was even I was watching a TikTok. It was a guy, I can't think of his name, but he talked about, this would have been like 4 years ago. He met Iman Gadzhi.
Okay.
And they had a call and whatnot, and he was like, "Yo, I'm having a party tonight. Like, come out." The guy drove like 2 hours to go to Iman's party.
Right.
And from the town he's in, you're making like 10 grand a month clear. You're doing like, you're 1%. You're doing great.
Yeah. You're really up there. Yeah.
And then he went and hung out with these like all these 20-year-olds that are making like $300K a month.
Ugh.
And then like there was one guy that flew in from Switzerland that sold his company for like $4 million at 20, and he's like, it changed my perspective. Like, actually, just before I came here, I was watching a clip on Andrew Tate. It was like a sound bite of him.
Yep.
And he's talking. He's like, when I was younger, he's like, everyone I hung around with was poor, so I just thought everybody was poor. Like everyone was at that level. And he's like, if you've seen a guy with like 40K in his bank account, he was doing like real good.
Yeah, you're like, whoa.
And he's like, now I go into places where everyone has a $100,000 watch and no one even thinks about it.
I remember very clearly one time when I went to an ATM and somebody's receipt was left over, and I pulled it out and I was like, and there was like,
do you remember?
It was, I think, like 70, 80K.
Well, that's pretty good for a fucking bank account.
And I was young too, right?
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like 17 maybe. Going
and you're like,
very clear as day, the Tim Hortons drive-through ATM up top there.
Yeah.
And I pulled it out and I looked and I was like, do you imagine? And I'm like, damn, dude, thinking about it all the time, I'm like, I can't imagine.
Yeah, but it's
fucking possible.
But like at that time,
that seemed to me like the richest dude I've fucking ever met.
And then
just based off of receipt.
Well, even Andrew Tate
in his checking account.
That's wild. That's amazing.
That's what really stood out to me. I was like, this is your checking
What's your savings?
I was like, what the hell do you have, dude? This
Respect.
15, 20 years ago. Holy shit.
Guy's doing well.
Yeah.
Guy's doing well.
Fuck.
But Andrew Tate said because he's having like a house built in Dubai, so he was renting one for like, I think it was like $25,000 a day. Okay, and then a few days in, landlord comes in and is like, you got to go. Someone's willing to pay, I think it was like $35 a night. And Andrew's like, okay, I'll just pay more. I'll pay $40. And he's like, actually, landlord leaves. The next day comes back and is like, guy's willing to pay $50,000 a day for the rest of the year. And Andrew Tate's like, who am I in a bidding war with? And he's like, I'll find another place. I did the math. That's $19 million for the year that guy's willing to rent a place. And it's like, yeah, who the fuck? Like, he's like, the amount of money out there is unfathomable. Like, how much money people have? To be able to rent a house for $19 million a year.
$50,000 a day.
And the guy probably thought nothing of it.
Okay, but even Andrew Tate, let's say he did the $25,000 a day.
Yeah.
Let's say he did it for a year. That's fucking $10 million.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
Like $8-9 million.
That's nuts. Just to rent?
But he wasn't going to obviously do it for the year because I think...
No, he would like a few weeks or something.
Probably.
Like, maybe, yeah.
The month he was there.
Sure.
And this guy's like, he's not going to live there for the year. He just wants to make sure it's his when he goes.
He's like, no, it's mine.
It's like those... when you're...
$50,000.
It's when you're in like New York and you go down like Billionaire's Row.
Yeah.
And it's like the penthouses are $150 million.
Oh.
To think people have that to spend on an apartment they never go see. And not even think of it. And then you see people that are like, oh, I'll never be able to make $100,000 a year. And it's like,
dude, guys,
you gotta look. You gotta like expand your vision.
Especially $100K a year. Like now that we make it is not that much money.
Okay, but now go back to when you were like 17.
I would have lost it.
You'd be like, I'm making like $100,000 a year. You're balling.
Yeah, I would have been like, imagine all the shit I can do and fucking this and like if I lived at home and made that much, that would have been wild.
It would have been. But now that you're here, it's like, nah.
It's really not that impressive.
And I mean,
next step's like $500,000. Like, come on.
I'd say $250 a year is my next.
$500,000. Shoot for the stars.
No, I'd say that's the next, and then like I think things would really change at like maybe $1 million.
Yeah, of course. Honestly, once you hit him, literally everybody says you make your first $1 million, then they just start rolling in.
Well, I'd say like $1 million a year.
Sure.
Not even the first mill.
I'm sure that's kind of what I'm implying though.
Okay.
Either way,
Yeah.
is like when there's now 2 commas,
Yeah.
things change very drastically, very quickly.
And it's who you become in the process. It's not the money that changes you.
No, of course not.
It's the process.
No, yeah.
That's what a lot of people like don't understand. Like how so many people are like, I'd love to like win the lottery and whatnot. And I'm like, I think I'd rather make it.
I actually don't want to win the lottery.
I'd rather
I
learn the financial
at the
skills
end
to
of
get
the
me
day,
there.
yeah, great. If I win the lottery, super duper. But I already would still be doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I would just use that to accelerate it 100 times over. You know what I mean? Like winning the lottery to me has never even crossed my mind as not a possibility, but I would never do it.
The masterminds that I would
I don't spend that money on fucking tickets, dude.
No, and there's definitely like a statistic where it's like pretty much all lottery tickets are like you never see like a millionaire win the lottery.
No.
That's like already because you don't buy. You don't do that. You don't play the lottery.
You don't do that.
It's not.
You just don't. You don't.
Because
poor people play the lottery.
Yeah, because they don't think that they can do it themselves.
I get it because it's like a little piece of hope. But you're also just burning money on what's likely to never happen for you.
But you're also like kind of banking on that for that being your ticket out.
That's where it gets toxic. Is like you can have that hope, my parents used to buy a ticket once a week.
Yeah, I think my dad does like the Lotto Max or
whatever. Sure. They used to, I don't know if they do anymore because I obviously don't live there anymore, but when I was younger, it was once a week, buy the ticket, whatever, 649, whatever the fuck it was. We've never won.
No.
We've never won. I think they fucking realized it pretty, not quick. It took fucking a decade.
Yeah, but
now they don't spend that money on that. And I feel like their perspective has changed, and that's a good thing. Because going back, that toxicity of banking on it.
Yeah,
it's like bank on yourself.
Yeah, no, that's where it becomes like the $5 that you spend a week doesn't make a difference.
No,
it's the mindset where it's like, why not just focus on having yourself be the lottery?
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I mean? Bet on yourself.
Be the house.
Yeah.
House always wins. Well, fucking be the house, man.
But no,
learn how to create success from your own fucking skills, from your own knowledge.
I find a lot of people's scope is too small. They think too small.
Yeah.
Where it's like it's so many people that it's like if I make $100,000 a year, I'll be good.
I'm happy. I'm satisfied. And where we work, that's very much the thing. Very much the thing. Like guys will brag and be like, "Oh, I worked so much OT last fucking year." Or fucking
and
made
it's
an
like
extra $10,000.
Yeah,
it's like you gave 20 of that away to the government. I don't know what you like. I work. Don't get me wrong. OT's definitely has benefit, but then I know guys like specifically one guy comes to mind where he's at work more than he's at anywhere else.
Yeah, it's too much.
You're just giving it away. Well, there comes a point with how many hours where we work right now, like with how many hours he's working, he's giving more to taxes than he is making.
Yeah, I mean, you only get like you end up in like the 50% tax bracket where we work.
He's definitely there,
but it's only for the money you make over that. It does balance out over time, but if you're willing to work that hard and that much, you'd be better off instead of working 30 hours a week overtime. Put that into your business. Put that into like personal whatever.
Absolutely.
Learn it. You'll have a way higher ROI. Skill. You'll have a higher ROI.
Learn a fucking skill.
Because there is like breaking shit, getting things done. Like just like head down, get it done.
Absolutely.
But it comes a point where you kind of have to start optimizing a little bit.
Most definitely.
Like that. Like the book I'm reading, Buy Back Your Time.
Yeah.
Like at a certain point, you can only work so much to where. Like menial tasks, like eventually you have to hire out.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys have a hard time doing that.
They do. And then they get this idea like, oh, if I hire out, then I'm going to lose money here. Or if I hire out.
Or like the quality is going to dip. And it's like, it is. They're not going to care as much as you.
Yes.
But it's, but
it gets done. And now you look at the positive of having how much time back that you can now use to make more money.
So it's say like you hire someone out and they're able to do 80%. Of what you're able to. You got a good hire. He's able to do 80% good.
Yeah.
So it's like, say something you can do in 8 hours, it takes him 10.
Sure.
It's like that's okay. That's fine though. Like you're still saving that 8 hours.
Absolutely.
Or it's like, you know what I mean? Say he's a salesman and you're able to sell 100K a month of your product and he only sells 80. It's like, okay, but that's still like 80,000 that you're not dealing with.
Yeah.
Sure, you have to spend a few hours managing him.
Yeah.
But it's like, so he gave you what is it? 160 hours worth of work and you had to put in maybe 10.
Yeah.
So it's like you saved 150 hours that month.
Now what are you going to do with that 150 hours?
Yeah.
That's what you gotta, that's the next step, is not only to hire out, but to understand that time you got back. It's not just time you got back. It's time that you need to use and apply.
If you're trying to grow.
Sure, but we're not.
Well, I know there definitely will come a time where we maximize for just having as much time as possible.
Of course.
You know, that's probably 20 years down the line.
Yeah, but when it comes time, it'll be great, and we have nothing to do.
Like to be able to do like the book 4 Hour Work Week.
Yeah.
Where his business pretty much runs IO and he works 4 hours a week.
Dude, that's the dream. Like I'm not.
But the thing is
beyond being extreme, that's literally the dream.
The mindset though is you have to understand that your company will not grow in that.
No.
Like you have to be okay with not seeing the number get bigger.
Yeah, it'll maintain, maybe even dip sometimes, but overall, you're not in a moving.
That'll be seeing like the company not growing will definitely be a pain to us.
The problem with that is yes, because we will keep it growing for so long that we're going to be used to just growth.
Yeah,
and then one day we're going to be like, okay,
we'll start slowly take a step back.
Let's sit down,
and we'll see. You know, instead of growing 20% this year, we stagnated.
Yeah,
it'll be hard to see.
Yeah,
it'll be difficult because it's like. But like I could have done this and this and it would have grew, and it's like comes to a point where
you have to decide what you want.
Say we're seeing 50% growth in revenue and then we step away and it's only like 10 or 15.
Yeah.
Still growing.
It's still growing. It's just going to be less. It's just a matter of mindset change. What do you really want? What do we really want? And what we actually really want is freedom.
I got two things. One is Snowfall, the show I just finished.
Oh, okay.
So the main protagonist, Franklin, he grew up in like the slums of LA, African American guy, and his whole thing is that he wanted to become rich so he could become free, and retire his parents, like the whole thing. He ended up getting to a point. It's based off of Freeway Rick Ross. You can look him up.
I know who that is. Yeah.
So that's who the character's loosely based off of. He ends up growing to like a net worth of like 300 million, but he's still like it was never enough. And that's kind of the theme, is it's for him, it's never enough money. It's like he was selling like 300 kilos of coke a week. So like millions of dollars a week, having, in the show. So in the 80s, you had like 73 million liquid. And it's like, and his mom is like, you said like when you got to like a certain point, like you like walk away, and he's like, when are you gonna walk away? And he's like, well, once I do this, then I can walk away. And it never and he ends up losing it all, and he ends up becoming like broke, no job, alcoholic.
Yeah.
And the last episode, spoiler, came out like 7 years ago. So if you get upset that I ruined it,
fuck off.
Yeah. Has his like original house that's like foreclosed. He's getting kicked out, and he's like drunk, lost his wife, kid, everything. And one of his old buddies comes to see him, and he's like, Leon, I'm free, because he's not tied to anything. And it's kind of like he ended up getting what he wanted, but you see him, he's like just beat down. Like he's always in like a nice suit, whatnot, like during the whole show, and he's completely destroyed, like looking, but he's like, I feel free. Which he got what he wanted, but it's like,
at what cost?
I mean, he got what he wanted in the end,
I guess. But at the end of the day, we can still get what we want, but not fucking burn out.
But I think that's like a little bit of a fear of mine. Is it's like, will it ever be enough? And you see in a lot of these guys, is it ever enough?
Here's the thing. I think that's where you do need people to surround yourself with that are going to be like, hey man,
you can relax.
You're doing
like
good.
You look at Warren Buffett. He's what, 80?
Yeah.
And he's still
80? I think he's older than that.
He's like 86 or something.
Fucking old.
And he still goes to the office every day.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, at what point is it enough? And it's hard.
I mean, man, I don't think it'd be that hard for me.
No, you think you could?
I think I can. well, I'm saying that now, but like
hindsight's a bitch.
Exactly, because like once we're in it, I'm gonna be horny for it, and I'm gonna be like, ooh, I like this, right? Like the constant growth, the constant
gratification.
The further we go, the more I'm gonna be like, oh, we can go further. Well, I know that.
You're like, if I go hard for another year, I can like put another $5 million in my bank account.
Yeah, exactly.
And it becomes hard.
But then I think there will come a time where I'm looking at it and being like, well, shit, we're clearing like $50K a month, whatever it might be, you know. But do we really need to keep going?
That's like that should be added to this. It's like when, or I guess it's kind of like what makes you like happy or whatnot. We'll go through those topics, but like someone like Alex Hormozi.
I don't even know if we're going to be able to get through all of these.
No, we won't.
I fear we're going to fucking do one, and we're going to talk for 30 minutes about it.
But we'll wrap this up like this little part. But like someone like Alex Hormozi, I don't know if he could ever step off the gas.
Yeah, I don't know. I think with Alex, it might have to be like intervention.
Like, or even like a lot of these guys.
Like, they're going to literally be like, hey, Alex, this has become an addiction now. Like, well, you're a crackhead for success.
There's,
like...
It becomes like a never-ending, like, black hole inside you.
Yeah.
Of, like, or, like, those guys that are constantly, like, self-improvement junkies. You
gotta fill that void, man. But that's what they're doing.
Now... Do you ever really fill it? Like these type of things, I don't think business will ever fill the void.
I don't think so.
That lack.
You need to... That's the thing.
You need to find something bigger than yourself.
The thing
like
is business is not life.
For a lot of people, it is, though.
That's a problem.
I'll say we're even getting kind of...
We are, yes. But what I'm saying is business is not why we're alive.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You got to find a purpose beyond just keep success.
Well, because it becomes part of your identity.
And this is not me fucking saying that. I'm not about to go and do this here.
Yeah.
But there will come a time where we need to adjust. We need to like realize you need something bigger.
Well, because a big thing also is when you stop being the hyper-focused business guy, that's what you're known as. That's your identity.
That's who you are.
And it's hard to break your identity.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. I know recently we've been, over the last probably 6 months, we've been like, what do we talk about? What do we do? What do we start a podcast
this
for?
Whole time, yeah.
That's all we talk about, and it is we're known as those guys now.
Yeah. Wow.
And to all of a sudden like say like stop doing it all, it would shake our self-worth.
Yeah, it's true. But that's why I think now is the time to like work on that.
Start thinking of the future.
Like not just base our entire self-worth on a business, which I get it because it's going to be heavily tied to who we are and how we feel about ourselves and everything else. We still need to like keep who we are beyond it.
Like this has been a serious thing I've thought about. Like I think I first started thinking about it when I was like 17 about like the real estate. And it's like, at what point would I feel okay and like I'm making enough off of say like I think back then, I think my number was like 100 rentals, and I think I said I would like feel comfortable retiring. Now I'm like, I don't think that'd be it. I think it'd be 1,000. And I think it would be enough passive income and like whatnot, and have a management agency to take care of it.
Yeah, of course.
But I feel like in 10 years when I have 1,000, I'll be like, I think 10,000, because then I can have the private jet and the
yeah.
So I'm starting to see it because Chris Williams and Alex Hormozi, they both say it quite a bit. It's things you've already accomplished, you said, would make you happy and fulfilled. And now you have them and you're still not happy and fulfilled, so you go for the next.
Yeah.
Deep questions.
It's true, though, because like as much as having my own place or, you know, having a new car or
but
whatever else, it's all little successes, but it still doesn't feel what I need.
But I bet when you said, it's always like the next thing. So it's like, oh, when I get my own place, that I'll feel like... And now you're like, I
want my own
house,
building,
house,
whatever it is. I meant building just as in whatever,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether it's a Six Blacks or a fucking house or whatever the fuck.
No, but even like where you live, it's like, oh, well, if I have a bedroom or if I have a house with a pool, I'll feel good. Well, now I want a house with a bigger pool.
Yeah, I want a bigger. Now I need a sauna, a hot tub, and a pool. Now I need a fucking. Yes. I want a bigger yard. No. I want canopies all around my house.
I think it becomes a problem when you're like, when I have, say, the hot girlfriend, the kids, the nice car, and the house, I'll be able to like feel good, and you'll have all that, and it's an emptiness that I don't know, like stuff doesn't fill.
Here we go, dude. Oh, here
and
we
I think
go.
This is good to go into that.
You are.
You don't act like you don't think about this.
I get it. Like, I'm never satisfied, all right? Like, I'm never happy.
And
that applies to my entire fucking life. Whether it's
The
my
gym.
bank account, my fucking size on my body, the fucking amount of food that I ate, all of it. I'm never happy.
I honestly envy the people that are okay being complacent.
Bro, do you know how often I think about this? Do you know how often I've been mean before and I didn't realize I was mean about it? Like, I've straight up told somebody, wish I could be like you. And they're like, what do you mean? And then I was like,
Complacent.
oh shit, if I say these next words, I'm losing a friend. And I was like, well, you know, like,
Hey, you want to know my
cool with doing nothing.
You want to know who I
Oh,
the best example where I envy them a little bit is Ryan Alcock.
oh fuck, dude.
I truthfully envy him. Truthfully.
Oh.
But
Truthfully though, yeah, no, I get it. Right, he really,
he is okay.
he doesn't care about anything. And by care about anything, I don't mean not care about anything, but like nothing
Not
sways
material.
him, nothing bothers him. He doesn't care about the new car. He's been driving the same beater for 10 years. He fucking has a decent house. Nothing
Yeah.
crazy. Decent little house and decent neighborhood too. I know where he lives. And fucking, he has his girlfriend, his, I don't know, 3 cats, whatever. And he gets tattoos all the time.
And he's completely he is fulfilled.
So relaxed.
But it's the relaxed, but he's like
That's what I meant.
He's
Because
honestly-
he's fulfilled. He has no stresses. You can tell, dude. When he's bothered, he's not stressed. I'm like, whoa. Dude.
there is no fire to not like there's no fire for improvement,
Right,
Because
right.
he definitely is improving
No,
himself.
yeah, absolutely.
But it's not like it eats him. He's just
No.
doing it it's
Yeah.
like this is nice. Just get a little bit better.
Yes.
But it's not like it doesn't keep him up at night.
No, I see him at the gym, and I asked him about workouts and stuff, and he's like, "Oh, full body workouts every day."
Yeah, and just
And he's like, a couple exercises for this muscle, a couple exercises for that. I'm like,
he's okay, just
he's cool with being fit. He's cool with having a decent job that pays. Got his house and his wife and his whatever.
where he's at,
Everything's
he's
chill.
satisfied.
Yeah.
Anything more, he would be like,
Now, one person that I don't think is
no.
he.
Okay, but that's a different
I don't
scenario
know,
altogether because he's okay where he is and he would like to be better, but I don't think it eats him to the point where enough to where he would.
No, you're right. You're right. It won't eat him.
He doesn't stay up at night about
Okay, but
it.
what sucks is it won't eat him, but one day he'll wake up and it'll hit him.
Yeah.
That's what sucks. Is one day he will wake up and be like, fuck, I should have did this and this instead, or I shouldn't have been so rash and fucking quick to
Yeah.
do what he did.
But where I know with us and a few of the boys, Stanley,
It's funny that you did.
it fucking guy,
Fucking cat.
yeah, he's like my step cat. But
Get over here.
where I know if it there's a burning desire with a lot of the boys to improve.
Absolutely.
It actually physically bothers us.
Oh, it definitely does. Fucking Nick, Mark.
Well,
all those
actually,
boys.
I was
even fucking Matt. He's fucking grinding.
I was talking with Nick yesterday, and he said yesterday he was gonna have a nice chill day, whatnot, because he's he's been going hard, and he's me and Mark, we're gonna relax, we're still gonna do some stuff, but not
Yeah.
The
They're definitely going
maintenance.
to keep their eyes on their crypto. They're definitely going to still do shit like that, but they're going to
no, but he's tonight we're just gonna chill, kind of a reset, and he's but tomorrow I'm grinding hard. He's he's there's a few games that came out crypto. He's we're gonna be grinding.
He's going to show me Illuvium. That's the one that he's really wants us to get on.
Yeah, there's a few he said he got early access, or that's coming out soon.
And some of the guys that he knows are actually wanting him to get other people to start playing it and to set us up to play it.
Yeah.
Basically give us free Ethereum to fucking play
Which is
this game,
amazing.
which is nuts. That's crazy.
We're starting to hang out. I was talking with my mom today, and it's I'm now the people that I hang out with, it's completely different.
Yeah, 100%.
Everyone I surround myself with is doing well.
They're pushing. They're pushing themselves, man.
For our individual age groups, we're all top 1% for the most part. Which is nuts to say, because then when I hang out with other people, it's a completely different vibe.
It feels weird, right? You almost feel it's mean, but you're kind of wasting your own time almost.
In a way, 100%. And for people watching, like, you might see that with like some friends you hang out with where there's just no drive to be better in anything, which if they're okay with that, that's fine. But if you are an individual where you feel that burning desire to be better, it's like you got to surround yourself.
I've let go of most of those friends. And I hate to be that guy, but like even the 2 other friends that I mentioned here and there, again, I love them, but they're cool with just making enough to survive. And they're cool. And it's not all about money, but beyond the money part, I know, right? It's so fucking hard to be like, I know.
Success,
money's not everything, and success isn't all just money either.
No.
But at the end of the day, we have baselines of what we can compare with, right? And like,
I know, I hate
is kind of fucking purely tied to success and how much you push yourself.
I know, in a way, and actually Johnny like caught me a little bit yesterday about like the money thing, and I'm like, okay, I understand I'm obsessed with the money, but it's not the money, it's what it represents.
The dollars, yes.
It's more like what it represents.
Yeah, dude.
Like the freedom tied to it, and I think like that's why Snowfall hit me hard, because he associated with the money with the freedom, and and the freedom didn't come with money, which was wild. Yeah. So now that we had that hard-hitting question,
so fucking we are not getting through all these.
No, well, maybe we have a little longer podcast. Well, actually, what's the podcast at?
40.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe since we have Rumble and YouTube, why don't we make it to the hour for YouTube and then do a couple extra for Rumble?
You wouldn't want this to be on YouTube?
I think it'd be cool to have a few, but then if you're interested and if you made it 41 minutes in the podcast, go to Rumble, check out a little bit, get a little extra from it.
All right, let's see how this goes.
Also, we might get through one.
I love. Here's a little fucking fun fact. This guy here is cool with just adding and adding and adding and adding, and then goes, "Have fun editing, buddy.
I'll help you."
Yeah, sure. Okay. I'm not complaining, but it's just really funny. You just keep throwing.
You never asked me to help. If you want me to help, I'll help.
You know what? At the end of the day, it's not that difficult. It's just going to be tricky now having to have like probably 2 separate files. You know what I mean? 2 copies of everything.
That's why I said
running out of room quick.
That's why I said I think we need to fucking
at the very. I think man,
I've actually recently I've noticed I need to loosen up the wall a little bit for the things I want to do, because they're like at a certain point you got to spend money to like
move
to go to the next level.
Move. And lateral movement is not.
And the book that I'm reading right now is kind of, I'm like, hey, I think it would be honestly smart to invest the money so that we can progress this, because we are making do. But even if we don't get a return, I think it'd be better if we want to continue. Of
course.
And then we do need to get the external
we would just be more satisfied. I think we would enjoy this more if it became more polished.
Yeah,
not that I don't enjoy this. This is fun as fuck. Every time. I never don't look forward to it.
Don't worry, we'll get guests. We'll have a new studio. We'll have a sick computer. We'll have an editor, or producer, and we still will be like, there's another
thing we can do.
Yeah, we'll never be satisfied. No, I've kind of accepted that.
Yeah. It's always going to grow. The podcast, I think, especially, is always like not beyond the business. I mean, the podcast will always continue to grow in some way.
This is our passion project.
Yeah,
project in a way.
Absolutely.
And what would be nice for the podcast eventually would be into actual speaking, like going to like events.
Dude,
I think that would be
down.
That would be how the podcast could grow.
I've had people straight up tell me why I'm not a public speaker. They come up to me regularly. And they go, why don't you do something like this? And I'm like
live shows?
Like, it's not tomorrow I can do this.
Yeah.
Nobody knows who I am. I'm going to go stand on a stage and 3 people are going to show up.
I will say.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just overnight.
Do you like the faith people have in us to succeed?
Bro.
Which is also a really
big burden.
And people don't understand the
pressure that they're putting on us. Like, I already put enough. I do a lot of pressure.
Not enough. It's never enough.
Apparently not. We need outside sources now. Like fucking.
No, I've noticed that a lot.
Holy crap!
Where it's like no matter how well I'm doing, people just think I can do better, like, do more.
Dude, you're not done yet, and you're like, I know, but.
And it's like
you're telling me that?
I find people hold me to a really high, like a higher standard than they hold themselves.
Yeah.
To like a crazy degree.
Yeah.
Like I could make $1 million next week, and there would be guys that would be like, you can do more.
You only made $1 million? I thought you'd make 10 this week.
What?
Oh, okay, I guess.
And it's like
next week's a $10 million.
Next
week's a $10 million. I thought you'd make 20 next week. okay. Like,
I appreciate everyone that does push us.
Thank you.
The outside push is nice, but fuck it does become a lot
Every day, all day. Fucking it's all the time.
Imagine like Alex Hormozi.
Oh yeah.
Like the pressure he probably gets, where everyone just assumes he's gonna succeed.
Yeah, he's gonna be the biggest, best ever, and everyone thinks that.
Where they're like, you're gonna be a billionaire, and he's like,
I know, but
you kind of like Elon Musk. It's like, you launch rockets. Yeah, I believe that you will go to Mars.
Yeah, you're gonna do it.
And now it's like you.
Now he kind of has to.
You said you've done it. Now everyone believes in you. Now you have to do it. Otherwise, it'll fucking kill you inside.
It'll also not be a good look. Because the big thing, the main goal, like, let's be honest, Elon's like end goal in life is to get to Mars. Yeah, pretty much.
Re-civilize.
And if he doesn't do that, he's going to be the laughingstock. By not even, like, he'll obviously try and do everything he can to do it. But if he doesn't succeed, that's all anybody will ever talk about.
Well, it's like
people don't remember your successes.
It's like the math teacher that puts does like 10 math equations on the board, does 9 right and does 1 wrong, and everyone only points out the one he did wrong.
Exactly, but he got the last 9 perfect from memory. Yeah, no, it's the last one that you fucking remember.
People will only look at your failures.
Same with there's guys at work, for example. Like Buddy does all these nice things, helps out his neighbors, whatever. But he got caught smoking crack at work.
That's all you remembered for.
Piece of shit, man. Meanwhile, he's like the best neighbor. He fucking cuts everyone's grass and fucking helps out and it gives his parents a helpful monthly, whatever the fuck. I'm just making shit up. But he did crack at work and, he made a mistake, but now he's a piece of shit.
Well, it's like it takes 20 years to build a reputation, one bad thing to ruin it all.
That's all it takes. And I don't think a lot of people understand that very well.
No, especially because the higher the stakes get.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's like a billionaire that loses everything. They only focus on the fact that he lost everything, not the fact that he was able to make $1 billion.
Yeah.
He's a failure. He's
a failure.
Like, that's like Elon Musk. He's made $200 billion, changed the world as we know it. But if he didn't get to Mars or doesn't get to Mars, he'll be a failure.
Keep in mind also, folks, we're just bringing up Elon Musk as an example.
Because it's the most extreme.
Yeah, we're not dick riders of Elon Musk or anything.
I don't follow him at all.
I don't hate him. I don't love him either, though.
No,
I don't honestly give a shit.
He's a super villain. I love him.
Just letting him do his fucking thing. Like, it's exciting as fuck. Oh, well, that's good. So I'm doing a solo podcast now. I'm by myself. It's nice to see you folks. Glad you're joining in here. We're kind of closing in on the end of this, but yeah, we got a topic. I think we'll ask 1 or 2 questions, and
it'll be quick.
We'll see. So Chris Williamson had that podcast, that episode there, and he had that Ahmed guy on there, and Ahmed asked Chris, what are the questions you asked?
What are some questions that I should be asking?
Yeah, what are the questions you should be asking yourself?
Yeah.
Right? What questions should I be asking myself to better myself, to understand myself better? And he called them the hard questions. So, one of them was, if money and status were no object, so those were not issues, what would I do? And by what would I do, it could be as simple as your day-to-day or fucking anything.
Like, pretty much, if you never had to worry about money or status, what would you be doing right now?
It's a lot to think about. Because the first thing that came to my mind, this doesn't necessarily even mean I actually care about this, is like, I'd just go traveling. I'd go and see stuff.
Okay.
But then that doesn't really fill what I'm thinking.
I don't think that would satisfy me.
It wouldn't either. Me neither. Because like all I've ever talked about is like how traveling to me really isn't that exciting.
Okay.
And there's only a few spots in the world that I genuinely would like to go see, such as like Japan and Australia and fucking Switzerland and stuff like that.
I think he means like what your career like.
I'm kind of getting that. Okay. I'm getting to that point. Is I think I would realistically probably do something in fitness of some kind.
I think I have my answer, but continue.
I don't think I would do anything like personal training or anything like that, but it would involve some sort of health and fitness kind of thing. Maybe some public speaking. Get people to think differently. Change the way that they perceive themselves, I know this is getting like a little nitty gritty, but that's kind of how I would like to spend my time.
And I mean, those are things that you probably will eventually do.
I will.
Yeah.
That's not something I definitely will, or maybe it's going to be something I do, but I mean, this very second,
Yeah.
I'd walk away. I'd leave the Sioux.
Yeah, if you didn't
I don't
care
think we've
about...
ever mentioned the Sioux. I'd leave the Sioux and I would fucking not care about anything else, and I would just make people better.
That's yeah, no. 100, mine would probably be like
That's just also the first thing that I'm like thinking
off the dome
spot here. Yeah.
Definitely like a advisory, trying to help people like accomplish what they want, and maybe even like I think it'd be cool to go into more of like a psychology route.
Yeah.
Like more into like it'd be pretty cool to be like something like be like a therapist of some sort.
Sure.
Really understand people.
Yeah.
And then like for like something that I would do a lot would be martial arts.
Sure.
That's probably would be my main focus. It's like I would train I'd be like have double trainings. I'd be do like,
you know what?
Like day in, day out, I'd probably be doing like kickboxing, Muay Thai, jiu-jitsu 3 times a day, every day.
Yeah.
If like I wasn't trying to become super successful, like if money and status didn't matter, I would just train and become a weapon.
I would definitely go into similar things myself. I would absolutely have like jiu-jitsu, probably a little kickboxing, and then go pretty hard into bodybuilding.
Yeah.
I definitely would. But those personally, I think those would be more like my pastimes beyond wanting to help others.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like my job at that point would be to help others and talk and do whatever. But then having the other, because like the fucking can't do that 12 hours a day.
Exactly. Yeah. Right? No, 100%. I think that's what I would do if I wasn't trying to like accomplish something bigger.
Or if money was not enough. Yeah. Like the biggest thing is money. I don't know if status, personally, I kind of don't give a fuck.
No.
Status comes. If you're deserving of status, it comes.
Yeah.
Right? That's not something I consider myself
pretty much
with,
if I didn't care about becoming a billionaire or becoming super famous, I would probably do those two things.
Yeah.
And even if I never like competed to become like and that's
world class whatever fighter or whatever.
That's no, I mean like I would do it and say like never actually compete.
Sure.
Just do that for fun.
Yeah. Do it for fun, do it for your own satisfaction, your own knowledge that you can handle yourself.
That's that would probably be my answer.
Yeah, man. No, those are good answers. Absolutely. I think we have similar ideals in that kind of aspect where it's obviously the business is important, but if we didn't have to, would we?
If we didn't care about those things.
Sure, but even like, hey, I do care about it, but if we didn't have to, there was just $100 million in the account.
Well, I think he's saying like with that question, it's if you didn't care about the money or status at all.
No.
No,
it's not.
If it's just not if it just doesn't matter.
It's not an object.
Okay.
Meaning it means nothing.
Then yeah.
Right? That's why I'm thinking of it like that.
Yeah.
Because money is always going to be an object.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, but that's the way that the world works.
But if you had enough to where you didn't care.
If it didn't fucking matter and meant nothing, and making more is basically a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
What does it matter? That's what I think. That's what mostly he's trying to get at.
Yeah, probably helping others with their personal problems, and then
making myself a beast.
Definitely like a lot of building myself up.
Fitness to the extreme.
And like really getting a handle on like emotions and the way I feel about things.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah.
And that's something that'll happen down the road.
In 10 years, you will be much more like I am in that sense.
Yeah. But
emotions, like for me, these days, I don't really dwell on anything. Even when I'm sad, I'm like, okay, I'm just feeling sad.
Yeah.
I use the stoic practice of just, hey, think about why you're feeling this way. Okay, why are you feeling this way? Can you do anything about it? No? Well, move on. All right.
Next.
All right. So if I was less afraid of people's opinions, what would I say? Okay. To be honest with you, I don't think this one really applies because there's not a lot I hold back. And the things I hold back are probably mostly like not things that I truly believe because they're a bit crazy to say.
Yeah.
Right? But like, think about it good.
Actually, one that Alex Ramosi says, he's like, if say you're free someone asks you free Friday night, and you're like, I
know where you're heading,
and you're like, yes, and he's like, oh, can you come help me with this? Just say, if you don't want to, don't make an excuse like, oh, I'm busy. Just say no, because it's on them how they react.
That took me the last 2 or 3 years to work on.
That one's a hard one for me right now.
I'm good at now. I'm good at it.
That one's hard to be like if I. That one's I think difficult for like a lot of people is to just be like,
no,
I don't want to help.
It's a huge social issue. Most people struggle with this. Absolutely. You have to be conscious about it. And like, even if somebody reacts a certain way, you can still be like, hey man, it has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
I just don't want to. I'm sorry. I choose not to. My plans could be as simple as fucking watching TV tonight. And I don't want to come over and help you move.
Yeah, I got a busy day tomorrow. I want to relax.
I just want to chill. Yeah, sorry, and I'm not saying sorry because I feel bad. I'm saying sorry that you feel that way.
Yeah. No, and it's also like if say you someone asks you like your opinion on something, you say it like truthfully. They're like, I've been working out. Like, what do you think? And if you're like, yeah, dude, it doesn't look like you need to work harder.
Yeah.
Most people will just be like, oh, you look good. Like you're doing well.
Yes. Where it's like, I also feel that kind of thing applies with like what kind of relationship you have with that person.
100%.
If it's Joe Blow, I'm not invested enough to even tell you the truth.
This is true. Yeah.
That's where that I think you need more nuance a little bit. But it's like
these are broad questions.
If Timmy Bob that I talked to 3 times in the last 4 years, he comes up, hey man, looks good, man. Good job.
Yeah.
Keep grinding. But if it's like, let's say Nick comes up, hey man, I've been really trying to train these calves, and he flexes, and I'm like, bro, you need to do like 3 different exercises.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like sugarcoat him because I love him.
Yeah,
and he deserves the truth. You know what I mean? Absolutely. I don't think that really applies to you and me.
No, I think we
pretty much say how we feel and what we think.
Because I it's kind of been ingrained in me where it's like you say what you want and ask for what you want. Even like relationships, it's like if you really like, say like a girl to like play with your hair, tell her.
Bro.
If you like physical touch, tell her.
It's not hard.
If you don't like a certain thing she does.
If you like her gripping it a little harder, you fucking tell her, buddy.
No, but it's even say she goes out and she drinks too much and you don't like it. It's like
talk to her about it.
It's like talk to her about it, tell her how you feel, and if you're worried that might ruin your relationship, well, it's not the girl for you anyway.
Exactly. And it's a process, right? So you would start with talking to her, getting her fucking reaction out of it, explaining to her how you feel about it, and then seeing what maybe she thinks of that. We don't have to end this right yet, but let's say it keeps getting out of control. It's been 3 months, 4 months, a year of this.
Or like say she goes out with like to the club a lot and that makes you anxious and you don't like it. It's like, tell them. Because otherwise,
you will build resentment.
Well, you'll build resentment. It'll eat you up every time she goes out, and it'll
every time.
But then, if you bring it up and she's like, "Well, if you don't like that, it's over.
It's done."
Well, then you weren't compatible.
Absolutely.
One more.
Sure.
One more for this, and then maybe a couple for Rumble.
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
What's the next one?
You should have started these halfway through.
Shut up.
Because remember. We want the YouTube thing to have the good content, and then Rumble's gonna be like we have extras.
Okay. We'll just do a couple more, and then maybe we'll end it stupid or something.
Whatever.
Just go. Fucking roll. It's a podcast. We can do whatever we want. There's no rules.
I know. That's why I'm saying I'm fucking making...
There's no rules.
I know.
We could go for 4 hours.
We could.
I couldn't.
I'm also fucking hungry.
I also barely have a voice.
Yeah, I can... It's getting worse.
It's getting significantly worse.
You're talking a lot, so I mean, it is what it is. So, I don't really like this. This one's interesting because it's interesting because you really got to think about it. You got to really.
Those are the good ones. Those are the right questions.
You got to really ponder this one.
I have to. Why are you pointing at me? I'm scared. I don't know what it is.
What actually makes you happy?
Fuck nothing.
I thought. Sorry.
You're gonna have to answer first because and for people watching, before this podcast, we said we're going to go through these, talk about them, and then we're going to sit on them for a while and probably revisit them later when we've really thought about our answers. This is like off the cuff.
Next week's episode, we got to finish the rest.
Yeah.
Maybe even go over these few.
Give some summary and then finish it.
Fuck me. What makes me happy?
When do you feel happiest? Genuinely like happy, like inside.
Yeah. I can think of moments. That make me truly happy. Not necessarily like events or things that I'm doing or whatever, but like, for example,
what moments?
moments, I think, matter more in happiness.
Because the thing is you can only know you're happy is if you're also sad at times.
Yeah,
it's
of course.
Peaks and troughs.
It's the same with people who live in Florida, don't appreciate the sun.
Same thing. If you're always happy, you're never happy.
You know, sunny and 75 every fucking day, it becomes kind of redundant.
Yeah.
Whereas right now it's a little overcast outside, blah blah blah, but the rest of the week's supposed to be nice, and I'm looking forward to it. Oh, it's exciting, you know, because the sadness.
Well,
sadness. It's fucking nice out, but sadness, and then you got to balance it out.
Well, it's like when you're going through rough times. It's like kind of what pulls you through is like it'll get better.
Yeah, absolutely. So, moments.
I'll add a little bit more to it. It's like what things normally like. What events normally make you happy?
Yeah.
Or like things that you do?
Yeah. So even recently when I went to the concert, I was standing in the moment thinking, fuck, I'm finally here. Like I'm doing it. I'm listening. I'm enjoying the thing that music really fucking, it gets me pretty hard. Like I don't think I could live without it. Basically. Like I would cease to exist without music. For real.
Yeah. I would
like, it's fucked up, but I think that's like the truth. Standing there, like enjoying it, fucking seeing the, you know, being with the crowd, like that was a good moment of happiness. You know, I was cruising around in my car and I was listening to the exhaust and things were crackling and popping, and I was like, fuck, I finally have the thing that I really wanted.
Yeah.
You know, that's like, it is another moment of happiness. Because it's not like the car makes me happy.
Yeah.
Because it does, but that's not really what it is. Exactly right. It's like the moments in it. Like I'm having a good time cruising around the back roads. I'm shifting through the gears and I hear the noise of the exhaust. And those are the things that would make me happy about the car.
Yeah.
Not the car. Middle of a lift, man. You know, you've got a sick fucking swollen pump. True happiness there. That's for sure. You land, I don't know. Fuck. This is tough.
It's a tough one.
This is tough. Like I don't even know if my examples are any good.
They're yours, so it doesn't.
I know that, and I am reminding myself of that. But it's like,
well, because there's certain society definitely pushes on you. It's like certain things should make you happy.
That is true, and I know. When I was a kid, I had something called ODD, which is oppositional defiance disorder.
Oh yeah, you got that stuff.
Yeah. So when somebody tells me to do something, my first thought is "fuck you." No, I'm not going to do that. And then I have to recalibrate and be like, "You have to, and you should." Like even at work.
Well, because people,
my personal life.
Well, people say like it's like one. You know, you have a good job, you should be happy about that.
And it's like
I'm not really happy about the job I have.
No, like what the fuck, man. You work where I work?
Well, isn't like it's you know what I mean?
Joking, but in seriousness though.
But also that job might make someone else happy.
Absolutely,
doesn't make like us personally.
Not really. It's a means to an end.
I'll
go ahead. Yeah,
I've had at least.
I fucking tried.
I'll try.
Yeah, it's your fucking turn.
Things that make me happy definitely when I'm training with like people like doing martial arts and like there's a camaraderie, like wrestling, going on tournaments.
I bet you,
that genuinely, like those were some of the happier times, being like in the hotel room, hanging out with people, like talking, whatnot. If you're with someone you really like and you are just spending time talking.
Oh shit, that's a good one. Yeah.
Like it's the little things.
It's the moments.
It's like sitting there watching a really good movie with someone you like female wise.
Sure. Yeah. You have this emotional connection. And you just are sitting there in the peace.
Going on like a hike or a 4-wheeler ride. Stuff like that with people.
Out to the camp, out on a beach.
Yeah.
You know?
Going out on like the Sea-Doo with someone that you like, and it's like you are having fun, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. The things that make you happy is just spending time with people you like. And don't you notice all the happy moments? You don't need a lot of money to have them.
No.
All the things you said.
I know. Well, I spend $20 in fuel. I eat food. Everyone eats food, so that gym doesn't really count. You know, having a lady friend does not necessarily cost money.
But it seems like the happiest moments are usually time spent with people you genuinely care about and like.
This is very Very contrasting to the first 45 minutes of the podcast.
See, that's why as you were talking there, like as you were saying the things that made you happy,
were like, whoa.
I started thinking about the things that made me happy, and it's not the buying the apartment buildings. It's not the growing the business. I mean, the podcast does make me happy.
It does make me happy because it's not this. We're not.
But also, it's sitting here with my best friend fucking talking.
We're just shooting the shit here. Even if it's topics, whatever.
Actually,
we're still just
one of the nights that stood out particularly was that barbecue that we had that night. That was a great night.
Fantastic.
Walking down by the locks.
Had so much fun.
What did that night cost us? $40?
Sure. If
the money's not even.
It had nothing to do with that.
We literally walked around our downtown.
Yep. For like fucking 3 hours.
Probably one of the best nights I had last year.
Like, just honestly, we were crushed on mushrooms, and we just were discovering ourselves a little bit. We had this fucking idea
super
of,
deep talk,
understanding ourselves a bit more, and that's really what we used it for. We didn't fucking just do it to be doing drugs or anything, but that was like one of our best nights.
I would say those two are probably the happiest I was last year.
Or even fucking the one Whitefish. That was fucking
That's the one
awesome.
I mean. That's the one I'm talking about.
That one, okay.
That walk downtown in Whitefish.
Yes.
I would say that one stands out as probably one of the best nights.
And you know what's funny is it was one of the best nights. Meanwhile, one of those fucking people is not even around.
No.
At all.
No.
Like, not even a hey, how's it going? Oh, nice to hear from you. Okay, bye. Nothing like that.
Yeah,
like,
no.
Disconnected. But it was still a moment that was like basically
a moment of bliss. Nothing mattered.
Peace
and happiness to the highest degree.
Funny how that is.
That's why, like, when we were talking earlier, I'm like the constantly going up. It's like it's an empty hole that's never filled. But you try to you almost try to fill it with accolades and achievements. And it doesn't
Ask how many guys who are multi-billionaires who have all the accolades and achievements, and they go, oh, that's not what makes me happy. Most of them will say the same thing.
I would say, like, the business and the money doesn't make Hormozi happy.
Yeah.
It's probably the camaraderie, the being with Layla, his wife, doing it with her.
He probably very much is happy when he's in the grind, too. You have to be, if you're that successful, you have to be genuinely happy.
Don't get me wrong, I enjoy going and looking at buildings. Like, sure. It makes me happy to look around.
Yes, it's exciting.
But like buying it doesn't do anything for me.
And it's not the same kind of happiness either.
No.
It's not.
I find it's very fleeting.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Like, okay.
It's just like motivation. It's not fucking sticking around.
Like people that like buy stuff to try to fill that void. It's like when you bought your car, probably made you happy for a little bit.
You know what? Here's the thing with the car thing. I've been wanting it for so long, and it's definitely still makes me happy. I'm excited. Like, literally, I'm thrilled to go and drive it after we're done here. But at the end of the day, it wasn't like the purchasing of it wasn't thrilling.
No.
I wasn't happy buying
it. Even there's so many things like where I've purchased things. It was cool. It was fun.
Sure.
And it very quickly tapers off.
Absolutely.
Whereas like hanging out with people, it's never bad.
Never.
Well,
the right people, anyways.
The right people. Well, another fellow was.
I don't know, man.
Well, what? Come on. I feel like we're on a roll, and I don't want to end it. Come on, one more. I'm scared. I'm pretty sure they get heavy.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, is this a good one?
I don't know. The success make me happy. Think about it a little harder. Because, like, by success, I don't think he necessarily means any one particular of success.
No, just accolades in general.
Just succeeding, right? I
don't think happiness is the right word.
You're right. I don't think so either. Satisfied, I think is
satisfied comes to mind.
Because, let's say, you hit the 3-plate bench finally. Am I happy? I guess. But I'm more satisfied that my hard work paid off.
Yeah. But that's very fleeting.
Yeah. Because then I'm hungry for the next one, which is not.
I think success is only temporary happiness.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think, say we made $100 million.
Yeah.
I don't think that would make me happy for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
It would make me happy for the moment, and that's it. And I like how that's what we're like most people, especially like in this age demographic, are hard pressed to go, like, are like full bore, like, yeah, I'm gonna become super successful, rich. That's what's gonna give me the girls. That's what's gonna make me fulfilled. That's what's gonna make me happy. And it's not.
It's just not.
It might give you opportunities for things to make you happy,
right?
But I don't think that it will.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't. If tomorrow I made $1 million a year, I'd be excited and fulfilled for the time, but it wouldn't make me happy.
And it wouldn't even be at that point. It wouldn't be satisfaction either then.
Or say like
we wouldn't be.
No.
Make $1 million, you'd be like, all right, I made it this far. That's how I'd feel. I'd be like, okay, I made it this far. I'm not. Well, I wouldn't feel done.
When I talk to people where they're like, oh, if I won the lottery, like I'd be able to just like chill and I'd be able to pay everything off and I'd be good. And I'm like, I'd be constantly reinvesting it and trying to grow it.
Yeah, I would too.
I don't think I could sit idle.
I literally would. Let's say I won $100 million. I'd take 10 mil and burn it, like fucking light it on fire.
Yeah,
definitely, I would. No problem. But the next 90 million is making me the rest of my money.
The next 90 million is going to be to the billion.
Absolutely. I'd invest the fuck out of it.
And I think
I wouldn't see $1 of that 90, of that particular 90 ever again. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
No, and these are definitely topics that you see like entrepreneurs not talk about.
Yeah,
like, you see those online guys where it's like they have the Lambo and whatnot. That doesn't make them happy.
No, it does not. No, it does not. It's literally for them mostly. I know most people, cars not the same as I am, but for most people, having that Lamborghini is just status.
Yeah,
it's just, look, I have a Lambo, so
and most people
respect.
Most people derive the happiness from people saying that they're successful.
Yeah,
they hold the accolades and whatnot, and it's the attention that people give them is what gives them the happiness.
But you need internal.
It's all external gratification that gives them the happiness, and that's why you'll see guys that say make it really big and then kind of fall off, they end up becoming like a depressed mess because they're not getting that constant uptake and happiness.
Yeah, kind of toxic.
I'm worried for our future.
Yeah, me too.
I like how the beginning podcast is so happy and going, and now we're just like,
or like doom and gloom. Like, dude, it's a lot, man.
Looking internal scary.
It is, and you know what? It's a time thing for sure, because like as I get older I look more inwards, and it's not easier. It's not easier, but it's a little bit, I have more understanding.
Well, and then you get guys like Andrew Tate where he's like, I can never be depressed if I keep moving forward.
Yeah,
because it's constantly going to the next thing, so you can't sit in it.
Yeah.
But it's once you sit in it, then it catches up.
All of it comes back to you.
Like imagine if Andrew Tate fell off tomorrow and just had to sit in it. I know he's a super strong individual.
Yes.
But I don't think he could just like sit idle.
I don't think so either. He'd be up and moving in like that day.
Yeah, no, I don't. If all of a sudden, as much as he says, "Oh, I don't care about the attention," he does. He cares about people knowing who he is.
Well,
on that depressing fucking note, look inwards.
So, folks,
we still have a few more.
Join us for next week. We will be talking about what is the definition of success for yourself.
Oh, fuck, that one's a 20-minute conversation.
Yeah. If money was taken out of the equation, or if followers were taken out of the equation, what's the definition of success? What are the things I'm hiding from myself? Ooh, that one's going to get deep and personal. What are the emotions I'm unprepared to feel? That one, I'll tell you right now, there's some things that it's going to be rough.
You're going to see me break down.
It's going to be rough.
Next podcast, you want to see us fucking be broken down crying.
Cry at the end, yeah. What are the things I feel guilt and shame about?
I'm not prepared for that.
That one's I'm not happy about. I don't like that we just told them that we're going to ask that. I wish we could just remove it. But now that we've told them, we're going to have to do it.
You could edit it out, but that's being fake.
That's being a pussy.
Yeah.
That's being a pussy. Okay, so those are the questions we're going to be asking next week, folks. We'll go over the other hard questions, just a quick little summary about what we talked about, how we felt. Maybe we have some more input, but it'll only be a week's time. We'll keep these for like 6 months from now, a year from now, something like that, and revisit them and be like, hey, maybe.
This is like slowly becoming a psychology podcast.
You know, at the end of the day,
to be fair, business, psychology, and like whatnot,
it's all intertwined, man.
Yeah.
Personal lives are intertwined. Everything's intertwined.
I don't want to be pigeonholed. I don't want to be pigeonholed.
Life is not fucking simple.
It's not black and white. No.
It's very much a big gray mess.
Yeah, it's a spider web of disaster.
Spider web of disaster.
Trademark.
All right. Well, folks, thanks for joining us. Like, subscribe if you liked it. If you didn't like it, dislike it, tell us why. Otherwise,
yeah, any topics you want us to talk about. If you don't like us talking about this kind of stuff,
yeah, let us know. Like, we're not obviously going to bend to your will, but we'll take criticism.
If you want more like business, personal finance,
yeah,
you want us to lean more into there. But I kind of like how we're changing,
man. We have variety.
As we're changing, whatever season we're in is kind of what the podcast turns into.
Absolutely.
If we're in a season of personal growth, that's what you're going to get.
We're going to talk about that.
But in a few months, we'll probably be hard business, and we'll just be talking like straight numbers.
Yeah.
You got to just stay tuned.
Let it roll.
Just stay tuned.
Thanks, people.